Hey folks, welcome back to Elemental Cartomancy. Bit of a different video today. I'm coming on to talk to you about, cheaper tarot decks, budget price tarot decks. Um, Tarot is becoming a more and more expensive hobby, or tarot collecting, I should say, is becoming a more and more expensive hobby. Some of the prices that we see on some indie decks can be quite high. Completely justified in most cases, I'm sure. I can totally understand. Artists deserve to be compensated for the work that they put in, which, for some artists spend years and years and years creating their decks. So, you know, this is no disrespect to that. Um, this is just I had saw some, really kind of some cheaper tarot decks when I'd been in the shops, and I've added them to my collection. And I thought I'd put together a wee video just so that we can see some of those more budget level tarot decks. So let's go to the table. The first one I'm going to talk about is this wee tarot deck. This was £5 from Waterstones. Uh, and what I would say is you get what you pay for the most part with these types of decks. Um, this actually isn't in any order, which is fine. I wasn't really planning on doing a full flip through or anything. The card stock's thin. It's a smaller deck. When you look at the images, they are kind of a quite basic. But sometimes, for some people, that's exactly what they're looking for. That's exactly what they need. Some people thrive on basic, and I mean, sometimes when I'm doing readings, I'm not looking for like full images on every card. Sometimes I want to interpret the Nine of Wands, how I want to interpret the Nine of Wands. The Nine of Wands is the culmination of fire. It's like high energy in the realm of fire. So I mean that can be a really positive thing. We can be looking at really high passions. It can be a really kind of uh, a really positive force in your life. Whereas when you see that traditional image of the person who's wounded and injured, and don't get me wrong, that's an absolutely valid interpretation of the Nine of Wands, but it's not the only one. And sometimes we want those more basic images, to help us with, um, sometimes we get better readings with them, is what I'm saying. Um, so yeah, more basic images on this one. As you can see, they're all this kind of a purple color. Um, so I guess more basic in terms of the color as well. I'm looking for some of the majors. So like you can see with the full, we just kind of get the Jester's hat, the Emperor. It looks as though we're maybe getting the beards, the hat, and the ink. Hermit, we get the lantern. So you see this as a kind of a we're getting the more basic symbols, quartz as well. King of Swords, we're getting the King's crown and the sword. Um, but yeah, these are the backs as well. But pretty decent wee deck because the cardstock is so thin. It does shuffle pretty well. I'm saying the cardstock's thin. It's actually not. It's not that bad at all. Um, it's I would put it in line with it's thinner than US games, maybe in line with like your kind of a low Scarabeo or Llewellyn decks. There's nothing wrong with it. So I didn't even say what that was called. Oh, because it's just called, you know, set of 80 cards, tarot cards. Unlock your future and discover your deepest desires. So it doesn't actually have a name. Let's see if there's a creator. Hmm, just see it's Gift Republic, but yeah. And there we go. Waterstone's 4.99. So there's that, and then I was in the works, and they had these two decks. So they did again. They don't. This one's called The Magic of Tarot, and it's by Liz Dean. This one's just called Tarot. They were both reduced from £15 to £8. So both kind of at the same price. Uh, this one kind of comes the books attached to the actual box. So it all comes attached. The cards on this, the card stock is done. I've had these out and I've played with these a wee bit. If I was thinking ahead, I would have taken this out so I didn't have to do this on camera, but I wasn't. So, yeah, very thin cardstock. Even compared to that last deck, it's yeah, there's no two ways about it. It's not good quality cardstock. It's thinner. You're very much getting what you pay for there. The images, though, I mean, you have a black, white, and gold color scheme going on throughout the deck, but the images are pretty much your traditional images. So they are even the minors. We've got our Smithwaite type images there. So yeah, if cardstock doesn't bother you, then this is a deck that would be absolutely fine. Brilliant for riffle shuffling, because it's so thin, easy to riffle shuffle. Very kind of a bendable, malleable, um, and it's just a kind of a standard tarot size, so it is so easy to overhand as well. So these are the backs. The book that it comes with, let's just have a quick look at that. So I mean, you're getting some, nature of tarot, history of tarot, shuffling the deck, laying the cards. You're getting, even cleansing, you're getting a good bit of information on, the cards and deck there. We're getting a half page for each of the majors and a third of a page for each of the minors here. I wonder if it's the same for the courts. Yeah, a third of the page for each of the courts. But like, we're getting it in a word, a keyword, we get an upright meaning and we get a reversed meaning there. So yeah, and this looks like it's maybe the Golden Dawn type keywords that's going by. I'm just looking at that same rune. No, it's not quite, because I'm pretty sure the Six of Swords is science and the Golden Dawn kind of a thought system of keywords. We have some spreads at the end as well. So you've got your 13 card horoscope spread, 12 cards, cards of the month spread, some 3 card spreads, 2 card spreads. So the book's it's not the best book in the world, but it's pretty decent. It's some decent information if you're just kind of setting out. It's not going to be so much that it's overwhelming, but it's not so little that you've got nothing to go on. More than a little white book, put it that way. So that's that one. And then finally there is this deck here, this Liz Dean, The Magic of Tarot. Now I've not actually, I've taken the cellophane off it, and I did have a quick look, just a quick look there to make sure they were in some kind of order. But I've not actually looked at this deck yet. Deck. I feel as though I said that too fast there. So the book, again, pretty decent. You're getting colour images of your cards, and you're getting half a page for each of your minors, and for the majors, you're getting a full page. And I mean, that's a pretty decent amount of information that you're getting. So yeah, describing the image there, a young man hangs suspended from a tree by one leg, his hands tied behind his back. Regardless of his predicament, his expression is beatific. That's not a word that I've heard before. Number 12, symbolizing salvation. The hanged man is not an indicator of death. Rather, his unorthodox, upside down view of life expresses a change of perspective. You can see we get some keywords, we get an upright meaning and a reverse meaning. And again, some good spreads, and a wee introduction. Not as much information, just kind of a background information on the tarot itself, but I mean, different people expect different things from that, I guess. So, no complaints about the book. Remember that, these were £8. Um, these are all kind of a thingy together, just so, your majors, it's pretty nice images. The artwork's pretty nice in it. And we're getting symbols like the symbol for Mercury there. I suppose that's the astrological symbol in each of the corners there, and then we get one for the magician card. Cardstock is it's not as thin as the last deck that I showed, but it's still not the thickest. These are the backs. I think this is a pip deck. That's the other thing that I wanted to say. Um, this is really quite annoying me actually. What I'll do actually, I'll flick through the majors and show you some of the minors in this. Because I don't know, I think the artwork's pretty nice in this. I think this will appeal to some people. Um, just the use of colour. The kind of a more pastel colours I think are quite nice. That hermit is beautiful, like that background. And I love that this looks to me like the rod of Asclepius, the Greek healer god, because it's got the single snake around it. Um, Death card. So it doesn't help that I'm covering them up, does it? Interesting devil. So it's this woman, but she's got one angel and one devil. An angel and a devil on each shoulder. Um, Judgment. And then the world, and then we come to the suits. So you can see that the suits are color coded. So for the cuts, we've got this red background. We come to the pentacles with this kind of a rich yellow golden background. We then have, I suppose, a more pinky background for the swords, and for the wands, we've got another yellowish background, but it is different from that yellow. I've just mixed them up, but that's okay. So yeah, I'm not going to show all of these, but just so as you can see, very pip. It's just kind of a pretty much repeated. Um, and then we've obviously got our courts. Um, so yeah, I suppose not really a whole lot to see here. Again, lots of people love decks like this, pip decks, where they're not locked into one particular meaning. If I'm using I'll be honest, if I'm using a pip deck, I'm generally going to use a Marseille because I love Marseille. I like Marseille. I, even though Marseille is a pip style deck, I still feel as though I get a lot from the images of the pips. Whereas decks like this, the only exception I think, or one of the exceptions, is the Tattoo Tarot, the Mega Mountain Tattoo Tarot. I think that's stunning and done really well. And there's a new deck, a new kind of it's called like a fortune teller's deck or something like that. It's a playing card deck that's coming out in the same style by the same people. So I'm excited for that. Anyway, I digress. Those are the only decks that I wanted to show you. There's obviously a whole host of other decks that you'd be able to find, if you look online and stuff. But those are the ones that I didn't get them online. I actually got them in shops. So two of them, the latter two, were from the Works, and the first one, this one, was from Waterstones, which is a bookshop here in the UK. So thank you so much for watching. I hope that this was helpful to some people who were maybe looking for a tarot deck, a bit of a cheaper tarot deck. Um, hit the like and subscribe if you enjoyed this, if you found it helpful. Let me know in the comments. My dogs are about to kick off, so that's a good time to stop the video. Take care, everyone, and I'll see you all later. Bye bye.